Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler and another mid-month book bash vlog. Oh, I feel like I just did one of these, but happy to be doing one again. So today is Friday I want to say 11th. It's about 9:45 or so in the morning. I'm just in the parking lot of my gym right now. I just did an hour of water aerobics and holy cow, this teacher, she really pushes, which is good. I'm very thankful, but yeah, wow, I'm tired. And very damp and of course hot. I don't want to turn on my AC yet, so the car is just sealed like a oven. Anyways, today, Friday, I need to go pick up my groceries now. Very thankful to have pickup service become a more regular thing because it wasn't before the pandemic, really. So I'm gonna go pick up some groceries, come home, put them all away, hopefully eat some breakfast. And then I have a client this afternoon, so we'll see what I get up to. Hopefully I'll have a little time to read something before I go to work. Maybe I'll have to take a nap. That usually happens on Fridays after this teacher's class because she just wipes me out. But we'll see. So happy vlog, happy weekend, and I'll be back soon. Hi again. Back in the car. This time it's just before 1 o'clock. I've got a client coming in at 2, but I'm in front of the library. So I just finished a book, which I will tell you about later. So that's ready to return. And I have one on hold waiting for me and one in transit. Now it has been in transit for I think 3 or 4 days now. So I'm hoping by the time I get in there, it's going to be there and I'll have 2 things to pick up versus 1. Otherwise, it's going to be like how it always is. I'll pick up my holds. There's 1 on the way and I will either get home or within a half an hour of getting home, I'll get a notification that my second item was there. So let's cross our fingers and head to the library and see what's what. I would film in there, but it looks kind of busy today and I don't want anyone to get like mad at me. So I'm just going to leave filming in the car for now. So I'll be back. You guys, I lucked out. They were both there. So I picked up, so I'm going to do this in the car. I'm not used to these angles. Hola, Papi. How to Come Out in a Walmart Parking Lot and Other Life Lessons by John Paul Brammer. This is brand new. Yeah. It's been getting lots of really good buzz. You guys might have seen it on New Book Things, but very excited to have this. And the other one, this is the one that I was way further down the holds list for. And then suddenly I have it. It's Punch Me Up to the Gods by Brian Broom. I'm so excited to read this one. This is a memoir about growing up gay, Black, and Southern. And let's see. Oh, in Ohio. Broom's recounting of his experiences and all their cringe-worthy, hilarious, and heartbreaking glory reveal a perpetual outsider trying to learn how to be a man in a place, in a family, in a community where everything he is seems to run counter to everything he's supposed to be. Ooh. Poetic, raw, and destined to be a classic, Punch Me Up to the Gods is a narrative of incredible personal transformation and acceptance, cutting to the heart of ongoing cultural conversations about Blackness in America. I wonder how old he is. Don't say. Maybe I'll find out. Anyways, yay for this one. I'm so excited. Both of them. I'm glad they both showed up this month too for Pride. So I need 2 hands to put them back in my bag, and now I need to haul my butt over to work and also start this car and get the air going because, yeah, it's hot. It wasn't too bad earlier, but now it's like 85, getting closer to the low 90s, and the humidity's coming up. I wish I knew what that was in Celsius, but you know, I don't. I'm not that smart. So, okay, I will check in with you guys soon. Hey there, I'm not in my car. Oh, good, my neighbors are dropping off their children in the alley right in front of my open window. This won't be awkward at all. It's about 6-ish, I think, on Friday night. Done with work, home, very glad to be here, and very glad to be done with work. So I thought I would catch you up a little bit while I was sitting still. I've got two books that came in this week that are new. An audiobook, just like chatting goals and things for the weekend. So I'm having this new boozy tea by Owl's Brew. Boozy tea and botanicals, Darjeeling tea, and hibiscus flowers. It's not bad. I'm not a huge hibiscus person, but usually if I try any of these like spiked drinks like White Claw or anything, I just get a headache immediately. So far, not a problem with that. I just opened it a few minutes ago, but still, that's a good sign. There's 2 other flavors in there too that I'll try throughout the weekend maybe, or week. We'll see how it goes, but something fun and new that I'm trying. Let's see, goals for this mid-month book bash weekend. Blah. I would like to read for 12 hours. So breaking it down, that's 3 hours a day. That's not so bad, right? That seems very doable, even for a distractible slacker like me. That should be pretty doable. And I've already managed 1 hour and 20 minutes today. And I read a play. I read Blithe Spirit by Noel Coward. I will pop the cover up. Now, I usually have a hard time remembering character names in books. I don't know what my problem is, but this is no different. There's a couple having dinner. They're obviously married. She's his second wife, and they're talking a little bit before their friends come over for dinner. They're talking a little bit about his first wife and, oh, poor Vivian, that's her name. And she must have had a hard time, and et cetera, et cetera. And then their friends come over. It's the doctor and his wife. And the 4 of them are having dinner with a 5th person, a woman who, Madam something or other, see, name's terrible. She is a spiritualist medium person. And the couple who is hosting, he's a writer and he's trying to get some background for a person who's a medium for his next book that he's writing now. And everyone kind of jokes about it, and they don't think it's going to nothing will really happen, everything's a sham, etc. So they have dinner, and they have this maid who is always rushing everywhere and kind of causing problems. They're trying to get the maid to slow down and just walk normally and things. So she's in the background buzzing around occasionally, and they have dinner, and afterwards they have this seance, and nothing really happens. But just before the madam leaves, the husband, who's the writer and owner of the house, sees his first wife walk in. She's a ghost. She's all gray, and he's the only one that can see and hear her. So then it becomes a little bit of a farce over who he's talking to, his first wife, who is on the other side, or his current wife. And does she believe him? Is he going crazy? They try and get the medium to come back and see what she thinks. I mean, it's a little crazy, but I really enjoyed it. I've never read Noel Coward before. I've heard of him probably most of my life, but never had anything to do with anything he's ever written, I don't think. So I really liked this. This was really enjoyable. I wish I didn't have to return it to the library today, but I did. It was due, and I had already used up all my renewals. So anyways, that was that. I do want to watch the film over the weekend. I think it's from the 40s or something, 40s or 50s. I think this was written in the 30s, I want to say. Anyways, so the film should be pretty good. I taped it off of Turner recently, and I'd like to see what it's like actually acted out. I'm sure it will be really funny and fabulous. So I read that today. I showed you my 2 checkouts. Very thankful that they're both there at the library. So yeah, like I said, it's about 6 p.m. Friday night. I have 1.5-ish hours to read to hit my goal for the day. So if I can stay awake, which is kind of a big if right now, I'd like to get started on something. I should work on a book that I'm already partly into. I know I should, but I don't think I'm going to. I think what I'm going to do is start The Coincidence of Coconut Cake by Amy E. Reichert. She's a local author to me, and I meant to read her, I think last month or the month before. Don't know. But now I'm reading that book for the Golden Girls Readathon, which is going through next weekend, the 19th. So I will get a start on that and some house stuff, whatever. My mom is coming over tomorrow to help me do some housework, some sorting, help me kind of figure out how to reorganize a few things, you know, whatever. And I'm sure we'll watch some British TV and eat some stuff, but that's for tomorrow. So the 2 books that I have hauled this week are the last book of essays for now. I hope it's not the last, please. But it's Wow, No Thank You by Samantha Irby. I just really enjoy the heck out of her. And I was buying a bunch of necessary things on Amazon. I really try not to do that. I try not to use Amazon as much as possible. And I'm down to like 1 order a month, maybe 2. But I was getting like all nerdy stuff, like water cleaners that I can't find in the store anymore. They're out of stock there. And a single fitted sheet for my box spring. And, you know, it's like stupid stuff. But I'm like, I'm getting myself this. So I got myself this. I'm going to try not to read it right away, but it might happen anyways. And then I got this one, which is deep in my Amazon wish list. Now that I have it, I'm not sure it's for me exactly, but I think I'm going to really like it. So it's Sacred Woman, A Guide to Healing the Feminine Body, Mind, and Spirit, 20th Anniversary Edition by Queen Afua. Afua? Not sure. This is jam-packed, dense information about all sorts of spiritual things, and there's pictures. I don't even know what any of this stuff is. I mean, I'm not even sure what I'm showing you right now. I don't know. But it's all sorts of really cool spiritual stuff. Ooh, this is like, ooh, Egyptian stuff. You know, as there's a joke that like as a kid, everyone has an Egyptian phase or a mythology phase. I had both. And I never really let it go either way. I still kind of am really like maybe too much into them for a woman in her 40s, but whatever. Anyway, so give this a shot. This is going to be clearly a book that like I just sort of dip into and out of here and there, but yeah, it is 462 pages with an index and everything. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'm going to go get to reading and hope that this boozy tea doesn't give me a headache. See you soon. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Well, Mom came over this morning and we were doing some house stuff and watching earwax removal videos and ASMRs and stuff. But I thought since she's here, I'll have her talk about some books that she finished recently. So what's that one, Mom?
This is Cold Wind by Paige Shelton. It's the second one. The first one was Thin Ice, and they're excellent. I could hardly put them down. Once I started reading, I couldn't stop.
What are they about?
She's been kidnapped in Colorado, and she gets saved and runs off to Alaska to totally hide herself and disappear with a bunch of people who want to live like in the middle of nowhere and hide out themselves. But she meets a lot of cool people.
Can you hold the cover up?
Oh, yeah.
Cold Wind, Paige Shelton.
Cold Wind.
Okay. All right, what's next?
Well, this I read years ago, Lois Mead Mystery by Ann Purser. I'm reading it again Monday through Sunday. I'm on Saturday, but these are really fun little books, good mysteries. Anything in English, of course.
Yeah.
And then Laura gave me this one, Time of Our Lives by Jane Costello. That's sort of
higher.
Like that?
Yeah.
Cover my face.
No. No. Yeah, that's good.
It's just a crazy romp with 3 women, and everything goes wrong. They get into lots of trouble, but things work out. It's kind of fun.
They were on vacation, right?
Yeah.
They went on vacation
to
together.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
And this, of course, Fern Michaels. She's always excellent. They start these
higher.
2, and I can't put them down either.
Tilt it. There you go.
Yeah, these are just fantastic books. Anything she writes.
What's that series about, Mom?
Oh, this is about the sisterhood, the women who take care of people who need help, and they make sure that they take care of the bad guys in a real drastic ways.
It's so shiny. There you go. Here, don't move it.
Because it's shiny?
It's so shiny, yeah.
Yeah, so there's the men of the sisterhood too, but boy, these broads really take care of them. Clean their clocks.
Yeah.
So that's what I've read recently. I'm reading The Dutch House now. I don't know who wrote it.
Ann Purser? No. Ann
Pearson or? No.
Oh my God, she owns the bookshop in Nashville.
I don't know.
Patchett. Ann Patchett.
Oh, Ann Patchett, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a good book, real interesting in this family and their time in the Dutch house in Pennsylvania.
What else are you reading?
Um,
That's probably your downstairs book, right? What's upstairs?
I'm still reading the last Ann Purser, Lois Mead mystery up there.
Sunday? Where are you on now?
Sunday, yeah. And I like all the J.D. Robb, Eve Dallas books.
Yeah.
Those are terrific.
Are you reading any nonfiction ones at all, or no?
Not right now.
Because usually you have one upstairs that's like a lighter, easier read, and then you have one downstairs that's your main book.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have a memoir or something.
Yeah, once in a while, autobiography or biography or
roll
something.
Roll into it too, but
don't have any going right now.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for making me do this.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Hello and good morning. It's just about 3 a.m. on Sunday, and I'm up. It's very frustrating. So, if you guys have been here before, you know that I've had a lot of problems with insomnia in the past. And generally speaking, it's because of cortisol issues or my hormones. This time seems different. It doesn't seem to be either one of those things. I don't know what's going on. I'm tired. My brain is tired. My body is tired. But I'm not sleeping. Or I'll sleep for an hour. So what happened tonight, I slept for an hour. I woke up. And the longer I was awake, the more awake I became. So I've been out of bed for probably 15 minutes now. But I've been awake for over an hour. Anyways, since I didn't show my face on Saturday, I thought I would do a little chat here. No promises on coherency, more than ever before, just because, here we go, it's a little better. Lighting is what it is. So I thought I'd do a little chat and fill you in on some stuff that I have been reading. So I finished another book by Grace Goodwin. I know. This is the 8th book in, I don't know if it's the main Interstellar Bride series or one of the spin-offs. I genuinely have no idea. But it's the 8th book in one of them, called Mated to the Vikings. So I went to the author's website. I think it's gracegoodwin.com. I went to her website just to see if I could figure out what the heck is going on with all of her books. And there was a quiz, and I love me a quiz. So I took it to see who you'd get matched with, and I got matched with Vikings. And I was like, oh, I'll read a book with them. So I did. And it was fine. I mean, it seemed a little more, I'm going to say ridiculous. That's not quite the right word that I want to use for it, but it seemed a little more like, I don't know, something than the other one that I have read. Still fun, like still a little intense. And this one, the main lady, I finished this last night, by the way. I have no idea anyone's names. The main girl, maybe it was Rachel. That sounds like it, maybe. Let's just go with Rachel then. She's in prison, or no, she's escaping the mob. Ooh, the mob in prison. That's what it was. And so she gets matched, and as she's being transported, she gets like accidentally abducted, like in the cross stream through the transport system. So she was supposed to go to one location on this planet, and she instead went to a different location, and the second location was this splintered governmental faction who wants to restore power to the old families and how it used to be. So they're trying to intercept the queen and her 1-year-old daughter and murder them both. So then when accidentally Rachel shows up, they don't know what to do. And this one guy who she just hears his voice and sees a tattoo that he has, says, I don't want you care what you do with her, just kill her. So the main guy leaves, and she's left with this sort of buffoon of a guard who she accidentally kills in trying to escape, and she escapes into the middle of this massive forest and doesn't know what to do. So that was pretty interesting. Like, she's going to this strange planet, and then she gets lost on a world in a forest with nothing and no one, and she doesn't, like, nothing. And then you see the perspective then, of course, of her 3 mates, because apparently Vikings marry in 3s, 3 men to 1 woman. So you see all their various perspectives. You get to know the planet, you get to know the governmental stuff, whatever. I mean, it was fun and entertaining and not serious. I'm a little intense, especially the beginning was pretty intense, because just imagining that myself was really like, oh my gosh, but it's not a thing. So that was all right. It was fine. Finished that one. And then I was trying to read something in bed again that was not either a thriller, as I just started reading Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I'm sure the picture is up there now. That one. Why do I keep checking out thrillers? It's not good for me. So I have that one going, and then I had some kind of, now apparently I'm on like this sci-fi romance kick. So I've got one of those 2 things going, and I needed something else to read that was nicer to my brain and a little less intense, but I could still read and then still fall asleep. So I decided to start rereading the Hamish Macbeth series by M.C. Beaton. This was, the first book is called The Death of a Gossip, and it was written, I think she started the series in the mid to late 80s. You can definitely see its age. Language is not great. Lots of fat phobic comments, but she has a lot of that throughout both the Hamish series and her Agatha Raisin series too, which normally really ticks me off, but for some reason it doesn't bother me as much. I can still keep reading the books, and it's not detractant, not a word. Or is it? I don't know. Now is not the time for linguistics. Anyways, so I reread Death of a Gossip, and I really liked it again. I enjoy the series. I enjoy the setting. I like the little group of townsfolk that's there. I really like Hamish as a character. I especially like how he grows as the books go on. And I'm very happy to say that even though MC Beaton died, was it a year ago? January 2020? I think she passed away. There is still a new Agatha Raisin book coming out, and there is a new Hamish book coming out next year. So I read somewhere online that she was meeting with a writer to take over, and I think she had some things planned, but hadn't really written them yet. She was in her 80s, I believe, when she passed. So she's got someone to take over, which is good for me. But yeah, so I finished that book as well. Let's see, I just purchased about 5 ebooks off of my Kindle wish list. They were either free or $1, mostly in like short stories in the St. Mary's series by Jodi Taylor. I'm very behind on that series too, but I really like that. It's about, oh God, how do I describe this? It's historians. Time travel is real, and historians and like geologists, like there's a team of people, of different kinds of people that go back in time, of course, only to observe major events in human history or to experience a time period or whatever. And they travel in this little pod that can camouflage itself to be appropriate to the time, all the stuff. So of course, every time they jump back, like everything hits the fan and they have to try and get out. Someone's almost dying. People die. I mean, like, she kills off characters sometimes. That's brutal. But it's a lot of fun, and I think about this series really often. So I'm very far behind. She has now written a spin-off series related to this series. The first book is called Doing Time. I just purchased that. That was the most expensive thing. That was $6, I think. So she's got that. She has a thriller series, of which I held the first book physical copy recently. That's 3 books deep. She has a different spin-off series from the St. Mary's series that's newer too. And she's written, I think, a few other lighter fiction under a different pen name. I mean, whatever. Anyways, so I got some of those. I'm going to look up later this morning, like when the sun is up. I'm going to turn my computer on again and try and see if I can figure out where I left off in that St. Mary's series so I can pick up again with an in between the book story, because I'm sure I'm behind on those too. So I just did that. Let's see what else. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of got nothing. After my mom left yesterday, I got distracted by BookTube and again, watching decluttering videos and stuff. And my new thing, this is so gross. I really like watching earwax removal videos. I know, it just happened recently. I don't know, but I only like watching one channel. And of course, it's Welsh. It's Audiology Associates UK. I just like Reese. He seems like such a nice guy, and like he genuinely cares about his job. And his wife, Mrs. B, she's so nice too. I mean, this is so stupid. I just like them a lot. So I watch a lot of those videos when I'm trying to fall asleep at night, like in the living room, trying to wind myself down and like chill out. I used to watch Dr. Pimple Popper, until her show came on, and then it was not as good. Even though I know it's different content on her YouTube channel, it's just not the same somehow. So yeah, watching that. So that was pretty much my evening. I don't know. So plans for the rest of this weekend, the rest of this vlog. I'm hoping to get some sleep. I read with Danny, my usual Sunday night reading with Danny. She read the next chunk of our book accidentally, so we'll be finishing the 7th book today. I have to catch up because I didn't read the middle chunk yet like she did, so I'll do that earlier before our scheduled reading time, and then we'll finish that up. And yeah, I probably should do some work laundry. I don't have to, but I probably should. It's always there. Just like some housework stuff, of course, because that's always there. I really would like to read. If I can concentrate, I really would. If I was thinking, which I'm not, again, 3 a.m. Actually, what time is it? Where's my clock? Here it is. Oh, I didn't do, it's 3:15. It says 2:15. I didn't change it for daylight savings yet. So I did do a little spread in my bookish bullet journal. It's very low-key, but I always like how people have trackers, like you can mark off how much time you read. So I did that for myself. I didn't include anything I read so far this morning. That would be about an hour and a half. But without that, I think I'm at 3 hours or 4 hours. And I wanted to get 12 hours this weekend. I mean, it seemed very doable at the time, Friday morning. It just did. And I got to almost 3 hours on Friday. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, I'll stop talking in this very dim, very strange light. And the next time you see me, hopefully I am perhaps more coherent. I don't know, but awake officially when the sun is out and not this 3 a.m. BS. Okay. Oh, oy vey. It is right around 6 o'clock on Monday night. Sleeping is not good. Okay, so yesterday, after I talked to you at 3 in the morning, I read for about an hour and a half, and thought thought, okay, this is ridiculous. So I went to bed and read for another half an hour, 45 or so. I slept poorly for 3 more hours, awake a lot, but you know, whatever. And yesterday, Sunday, because I slept so poorly for so many nights in a row now, I just read. I read one entire book. I finished 2/3 of another one, and I am about a quarter of the way through an ebook. So I thought I would show you my little setup here. Hope that's not too shiny, but yeah, so here's my little tracker. Each square is a half an hour. So I am right down here. I've got 2.5 hours left to read today to make my goal of 12 hours. If there's a check mark up here, it means that I finished the book. And if there's not, I obviously haven't. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. The ones that I have finished were Blithe Spirit, which I already spoke about, Death of a Gossip, which I think I already talked about, and Made It to the Viking, which I think I also talked about at 3 a.m. Lovely. So let's talk about the 2 that I finished. This is book 7 in the Pink Carnation series, The Mischief of the Mistletoe by Lauren Willig. This was such a good book. I mean, this is probably my favorite so far, if not like my number 2 for sure. It's shorter, set around the Christmas season, obviously as the title and everything indicates. This features Arabella Dempsey, who's friends with Jane Austen, so Jane Austen is in this, and she falls for Turnip, who's kind but adult and says the wrong thing and clumsy, but she falls for him, and he is such a great guy. Oh my gosh, he's so wonderful and so funny and really sincere and thoughtful and caring, and it was great to see the 2 of them find each other and to get to know Turnip so much better, because he's been just kind of like in the background bumping into things constantly for 7 books. So this was so much fun. Dan and I both loved this one. It was really good. I mean, so much fun. So really happy to have finished this one. And then I started and finished The Coincidence of Coconut Cake by Amy E. Reichert. This one is set in Milwaukee, so hometown. And I knew that she was a local author and that it was set here, but I didn't quite realize just how much Milwaukee and suburb stuff was in here. It was so much fun for me. I mean, I knew where everything except for one thing was. And they go to, anyways, I'll tell you what it's about. Our main character, whose name I don't remember, Lou, that's right. She's a chef, has her own restaurant and with 2 great employees and some really nice wait staff and everything. She's engaged to an up-and-coming attorney, and he wants her to quit her job and be married to him and raise babies and just cook for him and his clients, and they can impress him and blah, whatever, blah, blah. But she doesn't want to do that. So he asks her to move in, and she's like, well, let's talk about this later. I have to go to work. But his birthday was the next day, so she wanted to surprise him with her famous and his favorite coconut cake. It's her grandmother's recipe. She goes over there, of course, catches him cheating, she thinks. So her world falls apart. And that night, this anonymous, very critical restaurant reviewer for Journal Sentinel is reviewing Lou's restaurant. And of course, it's a disaster because she's having such a bad day. Nothing's going right. Everything's behind. Like, it's just everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So Al is our main guy character. He's British. He's kind of trying to reestablish himself somewhere away from his family and his brother, who is sort of the golden boy, and he's using this fake name as a restaurant critic. He runs into Lou on her way over to catch her supposedly cheating fiance. So he sees her and they're both attracted to each other, when he's like, well, I really want to see this girl again, and doesn't connect for quite a long time that Lou owns the restaurant. So misunderstandings abound there, but they're both really nice people, and as they become friends, Lou and Al become friends, she agrees to show him around Milwaukee because he thinks Milwaukee's kind of a stupid city and it's just flyover country, and it's essentially a suburb of Chicago, which people say, and that makes me really mad. but she decides to show him around and treats him to North Point custard and takes him to Summerfest and all the Festa Italiana and all the German Fest and Irish Fest, all the fests we have every single weekend downtown, and all these great restaurants, and I mean all the awesome stuff about Milwaukee, brewery tours. And so it's really fun to see her showing him around the city and see these things from an outsider's perspective, in a way. And it was delightful, very easy reading. It went where I thought it would in a lot of ways, and then it didn't in a few others, but I like this. I will happily read her other stuff. If you're looking for an easy reading, happy ending kind of a book that's not a romance, Jenny Colgan is similar in my opinion, and I love Jenny Colgan too. So Amy Reichert is right there with her in my opinion. And I really liked it. It was good. So for tonight, since I have 2.5 hours left to read, I can do that. It's 6. I can ignore my headache. Okay, so for all the readathons I'm doing, I have not started reading for Caribathon yet. That ends on Saturday. Categorically Romance, I think, also ends Saturday or Sunday this week, and I've only gotten one of the 5 done, And the Golden Girls readathon ends on the 18th, and there are 10 prompts for that, and I've only read 3. Not sure. Maybe I will work on the Categorically Romance one because I'm halfway through one of those. I can probably finish that in like a half an hour or 45. And I'll see where I get from there. But anyways, I'm going to go try and hit my 2.5 hours, see if I can make it. And I'll be back later. Fingers crossed. I don't know. Here's hoping. I don't know. Hello. It's 1:45 almost on Tuesday, and I didn't read anything last night. I have not read anything so far today. I did get some sleep, which is really nice, but that means I slept in later, and I'm just sort of not running at 100%. I'm doing okay, but everything is slow, everything's taking too much time. It's fine. So I'm determined to get 2.5 hours read. I can do it. Actually, I read a half an hour last night in Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. I got a half an hour under my belt before I fell asleep. So I only have to read 2 hours. Since I'm so close to making my goal, I'm not going to end this vlog until I finish those darned 2 hours. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be reading. I have to eat lunch, technically breakfast, and get some laundry started and do some stuff outside and whatever else. But I will just keep this going, Endora style, legally cheating until this is done. So hopefully my next one will be that I'm all done and I caught up. Let's see, fingers crossed. All right, I'm all done. It is 4:45 at night. I'm just getting some water, trying to boil it. I have an electric stove and it takes forever for water to boil. So I listened to the last 2 hours of the readathon. I listened to Clanlands by Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish, the 2 guys from Outlander. I'm not done with that one at all yet. I've been listening to it off and on for probably a couple of months now, and it's just fun listening to them talk to each other. I mean, you can tell that they're friends, aside from co-stars, and also getting to learn a little bit about Scottish history is interesting, and also seeing behind the scenes of their show Men in Kilts, which I am really enjoying. I'm not all caught up, but that's a lot of fun as well. So I did it. I also realized that I couldn't do a vlog without some folding, so here we go. Some work, laundry. This is my first load. I've got 2 more loads, and one in the dryer, one in the washer. We'll see if I do any more tonight. I think I might just call it at 3, because that's kind of enough for one day. So I don't know why I do this stuff. I'm so distracted. Oh, anyways, thank you all so much for watching what is a much longer vlog than I intended it to be, I'm sure. I haven't cobbled anything together yet, so I don't know how long this actually is, but if it's longer than 20 minutes, it's longer than I intended to be. I'm sure this is probably like 40, which is a lot, but we'll see. Anyways, I am gonna get cracking on folding stuff, have dinner pretty soon, technically lunch, but you know, dinner since it's PM, and hopefully start working on more reading for either the Golden Girls readathon or the categorically romance readathon. I always stumble on that, I don't know why. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have joined in and doing this too. I'm gonna catch up on watching some videos tonight from Mid-Month Book Bash. I love watching everyone else's vlogs, see what they get up to and everything. So anyways, I hope you're all doing well and taking care, reading something wonderful. And I will see you guys very shortly. Bye.